and welcome to Trashy, where we take a dumpster dive on this week's garbage people and look at all the trashiest news stories. My name is Erika, and I'm your host.
My name is Cassandra, and I'm your other host. Hello, welcome. We're here.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. If you're listening to this on Monday morning when it drops, good morning. If you're listening Monday at work, good afternoon. If you're listening to it, when you get home, glass of wine in the bathtub, good night, good evening.
If you're listening to this in the future after the destruction of society, and if you somehow found this on one of the golden discs that we've sent out into space to preserve, like to show you what humanity was like on Earth, we are a prime example of what journalism was like in the year 2022.
We should put ourselves in a time capsule.
We should record ourselves on golden discs and send them into space.
You remember when it was like John Malkovich starred in a movie that I think, I don't remember who directed it. It was like some big director, but they directed this movie, or they were in this movie that then they put into a time capsule to not be opened until the year like 2200 and something. Basically, like, you will not see this movie. Anyone who's alive right now will not see this movie. Only the people who open this time capsule will see this movie. And it was like one of the first times that I really felt like my own mortality. I was like, that's fucked up and weird. Like,
yeah, it was called
100.
Yeah, it was called 100 Years, and it was directed by Robert Rodriguez.
I had a feeling that's who it was. I couldn't remember.
Yeah, so we'll literally never see it.
Nope. Weird. Super weird. Although Robert Rodriguez puts out a lot of movies that I'll never see. And got him.
Cassandra, what if we want to work with him someday?
I'm happy to work with him. I just am not familiar with his work.
Oh my God.
Babes, why are you trash?
Yeah, thanks so much. I take a lot of live music. And last night the most metal member of Trashy, at least, I went and saw the German industrial metal pyrotechnic band Rammstein. But last Saturday I went to a music festival. So, noon to midnight kind of thing. And so you got to prep. You got to wear comfortable shoes.
Fuck you do this shit.
God, I'm just in it. Once I'm there, I'm like in it. So, but I was in it. And so I prepare. I have earplugs. I wear comfortable shoes. I have sunscreen. I've got everything you need in my little bag. But I made one critical mistake.
Okay.
And for my meal, I chose a hot milk, bacteria loaf, and mold sandwich.
Wait, excuse me? Hot milk and bacteria loaf?
Oh, you might know them as a grilled cheese sandwich.
Oh, you're funny.
In the LA heat, I chose a grilled cheese. I got a questionable stomach when it comes to dairy.
Sure. Who doesn't?
Most people should and do. We should probably not drink cow's milk. And I chose that sandwich. I was like, oh, that sounds delightful. It's almost 90 degrees, which I know doesn't probably sound hot to most people, but it is in Los Angeles. I said,
that's hot, yeah.
Oh, I'm going to have that one. I chose that. And then I proceeded to spend probably 45 minutes in a porta potty.
Oh, God.
Like later on. And I was like, oh, I did this to myself. But then when I came out of the bath, they had, wonderful hand washing stations. Great. So I put all the soap on my hands. Great. Do that. And then I used the foot pedal to pump the water, which I'd done many times throughout the day. At this point, somehow they had run out of water.
No.
So then everyone starts, it was like an intricate ballroom dance from like the 1800s of everyone just like, oh, I'll just rotate one to the left. like 20 people just going one to the left, one to the, just rotating around looking for that sink. Even though we watched the person just to the left of us not having any success get the water out. It was like, maybe I have the foot that can get the water out. So, hands covered in soap, holding them up, having just spent a long time in a porta potty, just stomping trying to get the water to come out, and it was not coming out. And I was like, are you joking? And so eventually I don't know how, but I got a little bit of enough water to get it off from one of them. And then everyone looked at me like, what magic does she possess? So like it was horrifying, but it was it's like this intricate, like, da 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 da.
That whole story, it's reasons why I don't care to attend festivals. Like grilled cheese, insane. More than 45 seconds in a porta potty disgusts me.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fact that you're in an area that will run out of water.
It was true chaos. It was true chaos. I was like, this is also me preparing for the like upcoming, climate change disasters we're going to have. I was like,
Of course.
My small comforts are going to leave me. Not being able to immediately wash my hands at a music festival. This is me toughening up.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why I'm trash. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is my Rocky running up a steps montage.
Sure. Yeah.
Not being able to immediately wash my hands.
I mean, you were in a porta potty. That's pretty gross. So
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Gross. And I would have just used the hand sanitizer had I known there was no water, but I'd already soaped. You can't unsoap. Yeah. Anyway, why are you trash, babes?
Well, I guess I'll tell a story about a restroom experience too. Why not? We're gross. So I was at my dentist's, which my dentist, this is not anything to do with me, but it's true. My dentist he claims it's his wife when I asked about it,
Mm-hmm.
but he seems to have a particular obsession with Audrey Hepburn.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are photos of Audrey Hepburn everywhere in this office. But as anyone who listens to this podcast knows, I've already had a long history problem finding a dentist I liked, like I ran out on that one like twice and all this, so I like this dentist. If my only issue with him is that he just seems to be obsessed with Audrey Hepburn, like this is getting any sort of medical work in LA. Everyone's going to have a problem. You just have to find out which problem you like, you can tolerate.
You can mitigate. Yeah.
So this dentist is obsessed with Audrey Hepburn. I'm not exaggerating. There are 17 pictures of Audrey Hepburn in the lobby alone. And this is not a big office. And then there's like 4 or 5 down the hall. And then 1 in every room, and then 1 in the bathroom, of course. So I was in the bathroom, and unfortunately, I had to, take a bruiser, a dumper. I don't know how to make myself sound more disgusting. And I was like, fuck, like really at the dentist? And I thought about you when you had to lie about the keys. So I was like, cool, I'm not the only person who has to like do this in medical offices sometimes. That dental office has an automatic, motion sensing light in its bathroom. So the light went out thrice,
Oh, no.
Once I was like, oh man, like this light must be like really short. LOL. Twice, I'm like, is it me who's taking too long? And then thrice. By then, I was just impressed by my own stillness. So I was
you're
like,
some kind of monk.
yeah. I'm like, I am so still in this bathroom that this light is like, no one's there. Anyways, it was really embarrassing to come out because I was like, well, I must have been in there for a really long time if I lost the light 3 times. Anyways, work on my mouth. Yeah, Audrey Hepburn freak.
I truly love it. What are you, like in a sorority house in 2005? Just Audrey Hepburn posters everywhere with quotes that she never said attributed to her splashed on them.
Totally.
Really?
Look, it's hard to find a good dentist. I know that firsthand. So if they're fucking upset, again, he says, oh, it's my wife. I'm like,
Okay.
well, your wife doesn't practice here. Like, your wife, okay. Okay. Like, just put up some picture of fucking teeth and to be
You'll be
or
done with it.
smiling teeth. Like, I don't think this is your wife, dog. Anyways,
I like to
whatever.
think that all of the pictures have eyes cut out of them, and then his wife just
What if he
walks
thinks-
behind and like puts her eyes and is just keeping an eye on you as you walk down the hallway.
What if he thinks that his wife is Audrey Hepburn?
Oh no!
Like, what if when he says like, "Oh, it's my wife," like
Oh,
he
that's
doesn't
what
mean
he means.
he doesn't mean my wife decorated. He means, oh, it's just pictures of my wife, Audrey Hepburn.
Wow. Again,
Wow.
it's really hard to find a good doctor in LA.
It's so tough.
When you find one, you just have to. It's just like dating. You go, okay, what are your weird things? Okay, your positive things out with plus minus plus. There's more in the pro columns. I can deal with that. I can deal with your weird. Okay,
Yeah. Honestly, if you feel like you have a dentist in LA that doesn't have a weird quirk, you're probably being overcharged.
100%. 100%.
And you're a liar.
And you're just real quick, thank you, Baby Trash Cans, for your vote in the Hubhopper Awards. We see your campaigns, we see your shares, we see your votes. Thank you so much. It truly means the world. We really want to say we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's really nice to have a global podcast. And the woman in our first story really, she was feeling a bit global herself.
She was. I mean, gosh, she traveled in kilometers. How do you get more global than that?
Yeah, us Americans have miles.
We are miles.
So
fuck you and your meter system.
We're so stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid. Yeah. So Toronto CTVnews.ca, a woman was charged $8,000 after a rental car company claimed she drove 36,000 kilometers in 3 days.
I mean, if she returned it with a full tank of gas,
that's all that matters.
Yeah.
So she rented a car from Avis for 3 days, and she traveled to Toronto Pearson to get her daughter settled at university. All right. So she drove a GMC Yukon Denali between the airport, downtown Toronto, Kitchener. She visited with her mother-in-law. Very nice of her. She drove maybe 300 kilometers by the time she returned the car to the airport and checked in for a flight to Europe. All right.
So she prepaid $1,000 to rent the car, and while she was waiting to board her flight, she checked her credit card statement and saw that the charge was $8,000 from Avis.
Whoa! So she looked. Oh, God.
Just to say this, because I didn't throw it out officially, but I don't like Avis. I've had some problems with them, so this comes as no surprise to me.
We should, instead of being brand ambassadors for things, we should be like anti-brand ambassadors for certain things. Like,
yeah,
we're campaigning. Like, listen, Hertz, we'll campaign so hard against Avis. We're actually, you know what I mean? Like, pay us, and we'll talk so much shit on Avis that we're actually working for you, Hertz.
It's like political campaigning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We just do the negative ads.
Oh my god, we're anti-influencer. Hire us.
Yes.
I'm gonna call up Hertz immediately. All right. So she said she would have had to have drove for 72 hours straight at approximately 500 kilometers an hour to have driven the 36,482 kilometers at a rate to have acquired this charge at a rate of 25 cents per kilometer.
So she was trying to call them because, she was already through security, and we all know that sucks. But no one was answering. It was just ringing, and they didn't seem to understand what her deal was when she finally did get someone off the phone. Sometimes they disconnected a couple times. Like, fucking sketchy, dude.
Yeah. She would have driven from Toronto to South Africa 3 times to have gotten this charge. Yes, they just hung up on her and they weren't getting back to her. So eventually Avis said it apologized to Boniface for the error and issued a refund, but they didn't say what caused the error to happen. But it wasn't until the media got involved that she even got a call back from Avis notifying her that the charges would be refunded.
This doesn't surprise me
at all.
When I was in Washington, we rented a car through Avis, and we like rented through like a neighborhood Avis. We were like, whatever, like let's skip the airport pricing and get a neighborhood Avis. And then we woke up in our hotel, which was right by the airport, and we were like, okay, time to go to our neighborhood Avis because we have to meet someone for breakfast. And sure enough, neighborhood Avis was like, oh, you know what? Your car's actually not going to be ready at 7 a.m. anymore. It'll be ready by 3 p.m. And we're like, well, that's not going to work.
Mhm.
So can you please get it? Like, we're right by the airport. Can you just call up the airport Avis and get us a car? Like, this is crazy. Like, we put this request in like 6 months ago,
Yeah.
And they were like, oh yeah, no, there's literally no cars in the state of Washington at an Avis earlier than 3 p.m. So we had to rent a car like last minute from another company, and then they gave us a free. Avis was like, we're sorry, we don't mean to, and then gave us a free day and like a 40% discount. We're like, fuck off, we don't want to use this.
Yeah.
I know that's not as bad as $8,000, but it was bad to me.
Yeah. No, of course. Oh my gosh. Well, at least she had, a cell phone that she could get a hold of them, even if they were dropping her calls. But
yes,
what was that old ad? Like, what would you do for a Klondike bar?
Uh-huh.
What would you do for your cell phone, Cassandra?
Not much.
Oh, because it's insured and probably not that big of a deal.
It's not insured. However, I feel like it's actually probably ruining my life, and that maybe I would be really enriched if I didn't have it.
Probably. So our woman from our next story from WKYD.com. So a woman trying to get her cell phone goes over the Cumberland Falls and survives.
Crazy. Yeah,
and
she survives. So the Whitley County Emergency Management got the 911 call around 3:15 on Wednesday afternoon, said that a woman had fallen into the river and went into a falls, landing downstream. She's a 36-year-old woman. Chaos.
Like not a 19-year-old.
Yeah, oh my God. Like fucking catch me going over a waterfall and not just submitting and dying. Even if I would have survived, I probably would just like allow myself to die.
Just prefrontal cortex fully formed. Yeah, I would just been like 8 inches of water, but like, I'm done. And they're like, no, man, we can just pull you out. It's like, no, I can't
just go
live
limp.
through the embarrassing.
Just go limp and wait for a rock to hit you in the head.
We're like, miss, no, we're literally dragging you out. And it's like, this is against my will. I have a DNR. And they're like, this isn't a DNR situation.
Ma'am, you could stand up in this water. I won't.
They're like, we're legally obligated to pull you out of this water.
Ma'am, at this point, you're just acting as a dam.
This is for the wildlife, not your safety. Oh my God. So yeah, they said, that they rescued her. She wasn't taken to the hospital. She was checked out by the EMA crews. And it was like, if she didn't know how to swim, it probably would have been a different outcome, said Anthony Christie, a Whitley County emergency management director.
So she was upstream. She was taking pictures on her phone. She dropped her phone in the river. And then when she was bending over to try to pick it back up, she got swept away because there's a lot of waves. Honestly, we have a pool in the building, and when I walk alongside it, like to get out of the building, like I've thought about like, what if I just drop my phone on accident and it goes into the deep end? And I've had the thought of like, I'm not positive that I would go and get it. I can't even guarantee that I would be worth my time to go inside to my house, put on a swimsuit and dive down to get my phone. If my phone went to a river, no, I'd be like, my phone. You know what? All this is making me sound like is a first world fucking asshole. So yes. Maybe I should shut up.
When I was little, I might have told the story before, but when I was little at the Oklahoma City Zoo, they used to have dolphins there. And they did this thing. I can't believe it. No waivers were signed. It was so dangerous. The 90s were a wild time, but they had a show, the dolphin show. And what they did is they would pick a child from the audience, put a child in a raft, a little inflatable raft, and have dolphins chariot you around. And everyone would clap and it was lovely. But what they did was they said to the child in the raft, they would say, hey, I dropped my whistle the other day during practice. Would you look for it at the bottom for me? And if you see it, would you go get it? And I was like, so one day, loved the dolphin show. One day I was picked to be the chariot child. And I mean, when I think about greatest days of my life,
wow,
this is a memory. So I was wearing a tie-dye Mickey Mouse print dress and blues, purples, pinks. And so I was like, absolutely. I've been swimming since I was 6 months old. I'll go get that whistle. So, I was looking over both sides of the chariot, looking for this, like intently looking.
Why would they give you a job? Why can't you just enjoy? Why
can't I just wave to the people like a king, like a president waving to my, constituents? I know. So,
God.
But I was like, oh, a task? I'm gonna do that task. My little brain. But my mom was like trying to tell the trainers, like, no, she's gonna dive in. You don't understand. You can't. My mom was trying to like mime and like wave to the trainers, like, my daughter will jump in if she thinks she sees something. She's not afraid. she will get in the water with those dolphins. Like, this is a bad idea.
I don't get it. Did you jump in?
No, I didn't. I didn't see a whistle at the bottom. Thank God. Because
How deep was it?
Probably like 12, 15 feet. I mean, because it's, dolphins up and down and shit. So, but yeah, I just went around the little lap pool. I don't remember how many times. I just remember getting to be in the wrap and having dolphins, like my little horses, chariot me around. But I just remember being like, if I find the whistle, maybe the trainers will let me work. You know what I mean? Like, just my little brain just feels.
I do not understand the point of telling kids to look for something.
I don't know. Maybe they were doing something where they needed me distracted to not be looking. I don't remember like the point. And maybe they did something. I just remember being like, if I get this fucking whistle, I bet they're going to let me like hang out with the dolphins and I work here. Yeah. Like, I was like, my mind went straight from I've been chosen. I've won the kid lottery. I'm in the dolphin raft to now I get to work with the dolphins. Of course I probably wanted to be like a marine biologist at that time,
sure.
That's a job you think everyone has. Cause so but yes,
SeaWorld is just employed by a ton of marine biologists,
toddlers, like 6-year-old marine biologist.
I wanted to work with animals a lot, and so like I remember just being at the dog pound, being like, if I show them how many types of dogs I can identify, for sure they're gonna want me to stick around.
Course.
I'm like, you guys, you got dachshunds here, you got Lopsos, you got a couple chihuahuas over there. Like, I'll be shoveling shit in no time.
So my cousins generously invited me to, and they had won an evening with a chef and a sommelier in their home.
Oh, cool.
And so they came down and they were, and the psalm was, showing them different wines from the vineyards that they work for and things like that. And so I, of course, I'm just like throwing my big dick around about wine around. I'm like, oh, this guy's got a certificate and went through years of school.
I'm a drinker.
I was like, I bet I have some funny stories that'll impress him.
Oh yeah, dry and fruit forward. Crazy. I was like, the legs.
Charming story, like stories and stuff like that, and just, oh my God, I was like,
you wanted to be pulled aside and be like, hey, you should really look into this sommelier. Like, I think you'd be great.
Why do I need someone's approval? Like, the minute somebody's like, oh, I'm a certificate holder of a prestigious thing, I'm like, I need you to think I'm just as smart and good as you.
100%. I need you to think back on this night and think that you couldn't have done it without me.
100%. I know your job is to entertain and my job is to be your sous chef. It was so embarrassing.
An evening with a chef, a sommelier, and Erika. I'm part of the prize too.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, listen, we could do like a trio. I'll go across the country with you guys.
Yeah, you guys want to take a smoke break? I got it.
Yeah, I'll take over. I'll grill these salmon. Yeah, don't worry about it, man.
So fucking funny.
What color are they supposed to be on the inside? No, I got it. I'll figure it out. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you got a thermometer? No, I got one.
No. I got it by eye. Got it by eye.
You touch your palm, you touch the meat. You touch your palm, you touch the meat.
Is this a gas grill or a electric? I'll figure it out. Don't worry about it.
Yes.
So stupid. Anyways, what's so stupid? I so stupid.
The things
people
that
have too much money.
Men would rather do than go to therapy.
Yes, 100% from the NewYorkPost.com.
Oh, you know what? Someone said, hold on one second. Honey, what was the joke you made about what men would rather do than go to therapy? We were watching Top Gun. And if you haven't seen the new Top Gun Maverick, just like, I guess, I don't know, press fast forward for a second. Just for a second, though. But when Tom Cruise goes down and then Miles Teller like goes back to help him, even though it's against his orders. And so when we left, Taylor was like, men would rather go back into enemy territory and to save someone that they refuse to talk to than go to therapy. I thought it was funny.
That's funny.
I thought it was funny. Funny, honey.
Yeah, Erika
It was funny, honey.
Does he want to be our fourth in my Psalm trio? My Psalm chef, Erika, Taylor. We could be a quad.
Yeah, you would be the sommelier and the chef, and then Taylor will just do a type 5. From the NewYorkPost.com. Tech workers are getting leg lengthening surgeries that cost up to $150,000. So I have two things to say about this, just right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
$150,000 kind of sounds cheap for such a surgery. Like, are surgeries like not affected by inflation? This seems like it would be to get a leg extension. My head is $4 million.
I guess if you're, it's the time. I mean, it's not that much time. I guess if you're paying by the hour, the surgeon, and you've already got the operating, the surgery costs a surgery. It's not the, $6 million man or whatever that show was back in the day. He had a lot of shit done. This seems like it's kept up with inflation pretty average.
So you think it's the cost of labor that I'm underestimating.
Yeah. So it's like it costs between $70,000 to $150,000 depending on how many inches the patient wants to grow, as well as thousands of dollars and more in follow-up cost.
This is just, look, they've already referenced that it was a woman who came in from PayPal who wanted this. So it's not just all, widow bitty men. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I have a long history of dating short men. It's okay. I can say that.
I don't think that's not a pass. Some of my best friends are short men. I can say that.
I can say that's how it's cool. No, there's a patient who was like, he said that he's 23-year-old Chicago-based software engineer, and he underwent this procedure because he was deeply insecure about his height because a girl who he had a big crush on roasted him about it. So he went from 5'6" to 5'9", or what he referred to himself after that as 6 foot.
6 foot.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, just like do be at least 5'10". I guess I'm sure it hurts a lot, but
oh my god, yes.
They oh my god. So basically they break your femur and insert metal nails, and they grow over time and extend 1 millimeter a day, making the recovered patient several inches taller.
Wow. That's crazy.
Like, have you thought about just being like nicer and dating less shallow people?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I understand.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
I understand. Like in the same way that women get attacked for everything, men do. There is a stigma about being a short man. But, it just kind of comes down to like, maybe date different people. Because like I'm 5'10". I was in a long failed relationship with a guy who was like short as can be, you know?
I'd put him in my pocket. I snuck him into a concert one time.
I used to do stand-up jokes about him, about how he couldn't come because this bar doesn't have booster seats. Like, but
yeah. Well, what's
Yeah, but-
crazy about doing this for romantic prospects is like your kids, this did not change your genetic material. And so if you do this for a romantic partner and then you have offspring, your offspring's going to get your old nose. Your offspring's going to get the height you were born with.
you know, what are you supposed to do? Let's say you get your surgery. You go from 5'6" to 5'9", which honestly, people who are like super height obsessed, 5'9" isn't tall enough, you know? Or how about this? You go from 5'9" to 5'11", aka 6 foot, to, you know, the lying man. Then you whisk your new shallow partner off to Barbados, and you're in airport security and you can't get through because you got jingle jangle in your ankles. Or where's your femur? Where's the femur at?
Yeah, between your knee and your
Yeah.
ankle, right?
And then like, do you admit it? Like, do you say like, oh, well, the reason is because I got some inches added onto my height. I mean, I guess it's no different than a woman admitting that she's had Botox or her lips done.
Yeah, but Botox and lips don't make the security go off at the airport.
Well, yeah, they could, depending on what injections you're getting and where you got them.
Yeah. I had to go through security last night at the LA Coliseum, and I wore like a big metal piece necklace around my neck. And security was like, they didn't make me take it off and go through the metal detector without it. They just searched underneath it. I was like,
oh my.
Do you think I have like needles under? Like, what do you think I have on it? But so they had to like, ma'am, can you step aside? And they like, you know, like did like the frisking, but like between my neck and my neck. But they were like, respectfully.
Respectfully, can we search your neck?
Yeah, can we search your neck? It's very interesting. Yeah.
I just want to say this. I think it's important because, you know, we've talked on this podcast about how much we're dying to get lip injections for fun. And, you know, I've been open. I think I've been open about the fact that I get Botox. Like, if this will make you feel better, go off. Get it. $150,000, add a couple inches to your height. Like, I don't want to sound like I'm judging these people. I just, you know, I almost want to retract everything I said about like date less shallow people. You should date. Don't date someone who makes you feel bad about yourself. But like, I'm just thinking about it in my own perspective, and I'm like, yeah, I guess I do things too, you know? And,
Yeah.
And I don't think that my partner cares one way or another because I just want to feel good about myself. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Do it if it makes you feel good about yourself. Don't do it for other people.
Yes. Yeah. Do it for you. Don't do it for them. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's, you know, it sounds ouchies.
Yeah. It should always be about you. But the thing that really bothers me is there's a trend of plastic surgeons and estheticians on social media and TikTok that are like, here's what I would do to someone's face. And it's like,
I
no,
hate that.
Don't do that. Don't do that. That's their choice. You can say, this is what, you know, this is what they've done. And this is or if someone said, I've had this done. Now, if you want to explain to me what a threading is or what this procedure is, please educate me because I don't know all these things. But don't say, oh, this is how I would make her face look like the plastic face that we're trying to make the copy paste face we're trying to make everyone look like. I hate that. I truly hate that. I'm like, everyone's face, like, that's a unique, beautiful thing. And we're trying to make everyone look the same. Don't do that. I really don't like that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Anyway. Dude, did you watch The Queen's Gambit? Did we talk about this?
I did. I watched it right away.
I mean,
it came up on Netflix and I was like, that looks like something I want to watch. And I think I watched it in like a day and a half.
I think it was just the haircut and the eyes. I was like,
Oh, absolutely. It had everything to do with her. The marketing for that show was fantastic. It was just her.
yeah, I was like,
And I wasn't
yeah.
familiar with that actress prior.
Me neither. But if you would have been like, here's a short show about chess, I'd have been like, I'm good. But now,
you want to watch her play chess.
Yeah.
You want to watch her do everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chess is having a moment right now, though.
Yes, totally.
So a real moment. So one of the greatest chess players of all time quit a tournament after suffering a defeat. Their opponent denies cheating using anal beads. This is all true. This is real shit. So this is what's happening in the chess world from the avclub.com.
Oh, go off, queen.
Chess grandmaster accused of using anal beads to cheat receives offer to clear his name by playing nude.
I don't totally understand like how that works, how the anal beads could help.
So basically he would get signals sent using wireless anal beads. So it's like,
signals sent from where? The other person's brain?
Like his people watching the match could be like buzz.
This.
Yeah, like if I give you one short buzz, make the victor opening, and if I give you two long
two buzzes is move the rook.
Yeah. So basically, So this grandmaster, his opponent. So So a 19-year-old named Hans Niemann thanked the webcam site offer to host the match played by him entirely in the nude, but he said, he won't participate. They offered him $1 million to star in it, but so
he was the one who said that he would play naked in the first place.
Yeah.
If you build it, they will come. Like you said you would do it, and they're like, great. Okay, how about this? How about we give you $1 million to do it? And then he's like, I didn't mean it. So now I think he really does have anal beads.
Yeah. So Niemann beat the world champion Magnus Carlsen at the cup Sinkfield Cup earlier. So Carlsen withdrew from the tournament altogether with a tweet casting cheating allegations on his competitor. So
Magnus Carlsen is gnarly. That this is where his mind goes when it comes to where he's cheating and how he's cheating.
Well, but Niemann admitted to cheating at chess.com when he was 12, and him being like younger, less established, led the interneted, and everyone has theories now that he might have, cheated. And so a theory offered by a Reddit user, Nick Bentulin, covered in lengthy article on covered by Ethan Gotch on another website, is that Niemann stole a vibrating wireless anal bead system powered by an advanced AI from Carlsen and used it to win. So basically, crazy. But that's kind of like what's happening in the chess world right now.
Then play naked in like a clear chair.
What's the camera angle? Up?
Huh.
How do you
call
do
the
that?
people at Naked and Afraid? They seem to be good at getting up shots up people's.
Yeah, if you want to see
anuses,
you want to see whole.
Yeah, you want to see whole. Would you watch it? Because I think I would. If this guy actually was like, I'll play naked. Like I enjoyed the Queen's Gambit so much that I'd be like, yeah, I'll watch naked chess. If it's two of the best chess players in the world.
No, I don't know.
You wouldn't watch it? He's getting paid $1 million.
I don't enjoy. I think I enjoy nudity standing, but I don't enjoy nudity in like a sitting position,
hunched over,
like thinking. Yeah, I'm not like a thinking nudity. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, all bodies are, valid and beautiful, all that. But I just, I'm like,
but you only like people when they're standing.
Yeah, I'm like, give me a sculpture, I guess. I'm very, I don't know.
Can you play chess at like a standing desk kind of thing? Like, would you like that then? Kind of
If
like
you were
a
at a
360,
yeah, yeah,
360 camera underneath, so it kind of just goes rolls around and
yeah,
you know,
constant, yeah.
or orbits the butts and the other
I
parts
want a
down there.
drone, a constant hovering drone.
Like that thing that E gets for like the Emmys and they do the 360 camera. Like I kind of want that technology.
Yes,
A drone,
yes.
a drone is smart though, because a drone can kind of get
Yeah,
in.
yeah. Oh, no, what I want is Miss Frizzle. I want her
Oh, magic school bus.
to shrink down
What if
and
he's
do
using the
a
magic
field
school
trip.
bus to cheat?
Oh, but where's Miss Frizzle? That's my new theory. Yeah.
Wow.
Fucking he's
Wow.
where's Miss Frizzle in this whole thing? Yeah. Well, anyway.
Wow.
Well, I'll tell you where Miss Frizzle is not.
Australia.
Yeah, yeah. So we've had our joy with petty elephants this year.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know how I feel about how jacked kangaroos are.
Yeah, you're attracted to them. It's weird.
I'm not attracted. I just appreciate their form.
Okay. I seem to remember the conversation getting weird and you getting caught being attracted to buff kangaroos.
It's weird how jacked they are. I'm just saying it's like it's weird that they're like so.
It's weird that they make me feel this way because they're jacked.
I just think they're I don't know, like they're more buff than a gorilla, and a gorilla is closer to us, genetically, but like a kangaroo looks more like a boxer.
I think a kangaroo is more toned than a gorilla. I don't know if that they're more buff.
Yeah, they're more toned. That's a good.
You like
point.
a kangaroo with like a 6-pack.
Yeah,
Or like big pecs.
Yeah.
Gadoosh. Yeah.
Gadoosh from Vice.com. A pet kangaroo in Australia kills the owner and stops paramedics from saving him.
It's the first fatal kangaroo attack in more than 85 years.
So I'm just saying, kangaroos, this might be like the test. They're like testing the waters. They're like, all right. We've been laying low for 85 years, and these humans have become pretty chill, pretty complacent. They've been filming us for their little TikToks and putting us to music. We're really lulling them into a place of safety. And this was kind of like the shot heard around the world. This was like the first kangaroos drew first blood,
Sure. Yeah. After an 85-year treaty, finally.
Something happened. This man did something, is all I'm saying.
We're on the verge of a cold war with kangaroos. That's what we're trying to say.
That's what we're saying. Yeah.
So the man was 77 years old, and he got attacked by a wild kangaroo that he was keeping as a pet in the Australian town of Redmond. But by the time the ambulance got there, he was in serious condition. But the kangaroo was like, don't come here, bro. Don't come here. Don't save this guy, bro.
Yeah.
And the ambulance was like, fuck, we can't
put ourselves in risk. Yeah.
That kangaroo is gonna fuck us up.
But if this were like a Shonda Rhimes drama, there would be like the one young paramedic that's like, they're like, no, you can't go out there, and he's like, no, I'm gonna do it. And then somehow, you know what I'm like, I'm just picturing like the Shondaland story.
Shondaland, totally. The fray like comes on. Yeah.
How to save a life, and then like the one paramedic somehow runs out there and bites the kangaroo, and then the other paramedic like pulls the man back in. And
don't be the one to distract him. Like it's all very slow motion.
And the driver and the driver, the paramedic, and then the one that's running out to distract him are obviously in love, but they've just had a big fight, and then he's gonna do it, and she's like, no, don't go.
And as he's fighting the kangaroo, a ring falls out of his pocket.
Because he was gonna propose.
Wow.
Oh, God damn it. Shonda, hire us. We're better than that lady faking cancer on Grey's. Anyway.
Okay.
You know that story?
I don't.
Oh my God. Like this one lady on Grey's Anatomy has been like lying for years about her illnesses and like her like family. Oh my God. I'll send you articles. It's insane. This one lady's been lying about her trauma and like faking cancer for years as a writer on Grey's Anatomy. And anyway,
Weird.
oh yeah, yeah. And then it'd be like, oh, I can't do my deadline because I have treatment. And everyone's like, oh, she's so brave. And then co-opted other people's stories and put them as storylines in Grey's Anatomy. It's nuts. I'll send it to you. Anyway. So yeah, they couldn't, so they had to unfortunately euthanize the kangaroo by a firearm. And, yeah, and it was preventing the ambulance from accessing the injured man. And it was a wild animal, y'all. It's a wild animal being kept as a pet. Like, they're not
a wild animal that knows how to box.
They're 70 kilometers in weight, and we're American, and we don't know what that means.
The hell's that mean? 70 kilometers? Wait, that's distance, babe.
No, there's 70 kilograms. I'm sorry, there's 70 kilograms in weight. 223 centimeters in height.
It's 154. Ooh, they're in the lightweight division.
I could fuck up a kangaroo.
No way. If a 154-pound boxer came up to me, they would beat the shit out of me.
But I'm like a wrestler body, like you know what I mean. I have I could go for the knees.
But do you have skills? No offense.
It's in my DNA. My great granddad was in the Wrestling Hall of Fame. He qualified for the 36 Olympics. Then he broke his leg and didn't get to go. But
do kangaroos have knees?
That's, you know what? We'll never be able to know. There's no way for us to know. We've never been in front of a kangaroo. There's no such service that could ever let us know if kangaroos have knees.
I guess you can't.
We've never seen one.
Knees. Yeah, I've never seen a kangaroo for sure.
So
I can say that for sure. I've never seen one.
But I would go for the knees. That's what you do. That's how you get there. But then they have those tails.
Yeah, those will fuck you up.
They'll just come around and whip up. Yeah, I don't know. But damn, I don't know. Yeah, I'm just saying, I weigh more than that kangaroo. And while he might have more muscle mass, I think I have the agility. Okay. And what if I just came at him and I was like, nah, bro, hug. You know?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You think you could solve it with hugs? What about a Pepsi?
What
that
if
was an old reference, but
it's a Kindle Chin. What if I handed him a Pepsi? I read an incredible tweet that was like, yeah, we can all mock Pepsi, but what has Coke tried to do about racism?
It's true. That's true.
Anyway, yeah. We don't have enough to talk about. I'm sure you're just inundated and sick of and have been memed to death. If you're a part of the internet, if you're on Twitter, it's you know that Maroon 5's lead singer Adam Levine has sent many a message to Instagram hotties, and he's not great at it.
Fuck, your body's so hot. Look, what we're doing right now is we're getting ready. We're getting ready for the dumpster fire, but we just feel like we need to honorably mention the fact that the world is in a tizzy over Adam Levine cheating on his pregnant wife.
Yeah.
Man, the memes out there are honestly so funny that I feel like we couldn't possibly contribute.
No, Twitter. I found this TikTok and I was like on Monday or maybe, I don't remember when it all came out, and I was like,
oh my God, it came right up on my phone. I opened up TikTok and it was the first thing, and I was like, oh, what's this? And then I was like, holy shit, I'm part of a cultural moment. I'm seeing this organically.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah. The first one where she was like, I'm going to say it, but I think it's because I'm on Messy Talk. Like,
ooh, girl.
Yeah. I'm on Messy Talk a lot.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it was cool. I was pretty proud of myself. And so anyways, honorable mention to Adam Levine.
Yeah, it's just incredible. I'll buy a steak dinner and whisper sweet nothings to it.
To that booty. If you follow Trashy Trashy's Instagram, you've seen some of these memes.
Oh, it's just, bless his heart. Like, he's just like, he's trying to keep up with like Gen Z. He's trying to sext Gen Z and Gen Z. Like,
how about keep up with your fucking wife, bro?
Your
pregnant
Victoria
wife.
Secret model wife.
Yeah. Well, now that we've gotten that out of the way, are you ready?
Oh, girl, I'm ready. Yeah. Oh,
I'm
ready.
It's time for the dumpster fire of the week. Oh my God. So from the internet, because it's been in a lot of places, but we're pulling from nwahomepage.com. The Beyond Meat COO is arrested for biting a man's nose at Razorback Stadium in Arkansas. Was that in Arkansas?
Yep,
Razorback?
Fayetteville,
Yeah.
Arkansas.
Roll Tide? Oh no, that's Alabama. Sorry. Don't cancel me.
The South gonna rise again cast because of that.
Oh God, I'm sorry. Jesus, I don't know all your fucking catchphrases. Yeah, this is. Look, well, tell the story, and then I'll let everyone know my opinion.
A food company executive was arrested on a pair of charges after reportedly biting a man's nose in a parking garage in Fayetteville on Saturday night.
Not just any food company, a food company that specializes in making meatless meat, vegan meat, plant-based meat.
Doug Ramsey, 53, was arrested on September 17th on charges of terroristic threatening and third-degree battery. According to a preliminary report, the incident happened at a parking garage near Razorback Stadium following Arkansas's victory over Missouri State. I love that the journalists got that in, like, fuck you, Missouri
Over when
State.
Arkansas won over Missouri. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. No. Damn it. Gig 'em. we're just getting canceled all over. Huck 'em horns. God damn
Is that their thing?
No,
are you just naming all the ones you Cornhuskers.
No.
Go Bruins. All right.
No. Just after 10 p.m., an officer was dispatched to Gate 15 for disturbance that had previously occurred in the Stadium Drive parking garage, otherwise known as SDPG. It's like, okay, thank you. We don't need to know the term, the inside cop terms. Like, we're good.
So it's two males with bloody faces determined that Mr. Ramsey was in the traffic lane of the structure attempting to leave when a Subaru inched his way in front of Ramsey's Bronco, making contact with the front passenger side tire. And Ramsey got out and punched through the back of a windshield of a Subaru. So don't ever say that being vegan makes you weak, because this guy apparently is able to punch through the window of a Subaru.
Subarus are tough vehicle.
Built Ford tough. Right. Yeah, right. Talk about built Subaru tough, good in snow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I was recently speaking to someone that moved to Idaho, and they were like, oh, our family vehicle is a Subaru. And I was like, yeah, I thought one was issued to you at the state line when you moved there.
They call Subaru Outbacks the state bird of Colorado.
That's really good.
Pretty much anywhere except LA, it's helpful to have a Subaru, although people still have them here too.
I've been playing with fire, Cassandra, and I gotta stop. I gotta stop, because you never know how somebody else is gonna react. But I was recently I have two incidences. You never escalate a vehicle interaction. So I was driving on like a side street between between Wilshire and Beverly. So I was taking side streets to get between those two. And I was driving at the speed, and a gentleman behind me got so upset that he went and passed me and made like a big gesture and sped really fast and got in front of me. And I was like, okay, big man, whatever. Well, then we pulled up to the same red light. I was like, oh, you really did that. You got in front of me so fast. And I was like, okay. And so I lightly honked on my horn. Ooh. And he then flips me off. Well, he flipped me off first, then I lightly honked on my horn. That was the series of
events. Guys pulled up to the red light and you looked over and he just flipped you off?
Oh, no, he flipped me off like in the rearview mirror. And then I lightly tapped on my horn like,
why did he hate you so much?
I don't know.
He hated himself.
The passenger, his girlfriend or wife, gets out of the car and slams it. It's like, I'll just meet you with her. I can't believe you. I'll just get out of the restaurant. So she's pissed at him because obviously this is a pattern or something is happening.
Because you're ruining his fucking day by existing. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, she mad at him because he's being an asshole right now. And I'm like, cool. Well, then he, again, we're at a red light, stopped. He starts to back up. Like he's going to hit my car. I'm like, if you hit me by backing up, you've lost. Like, there's no, I take a picture of his little license plate with my, camera phone. I'm like, okay, what are you going to do? Intimidate me? And I'm just like sitting there like, what are you going to do, buddy? It was truly insane. So then he pulled off and squealed off onto Beverly. And I was like, oh, big man,
Ew.
Yeah, that was crazy. Then the other day, close to home, it was like I picked Winston up from the airport early in the morning. We're driving on a city street. Car stopped in the middle of the street. So I have to go into the other lane briefly to get around it. Well, there's a car far, far coming the other lane. And so I start to go, well, this car from the other lane speeds up to like meet me head on in their lane. They sped up to stop me from going like around this car. And it was as if Winston and I had like a choreographed dance. We were both like, we at the same level of exasperation and anger. We were just like, what are you doing? Like our hands both went up in the same, like, again, like we were in some like ritualistic prayer. Like this was like what you do in mass. It was like, what are you doing? And like just the same level. And then stood there. I was like, I'm not moving my vehicle. She escalated this. And then she eventually backed up. And I was like, I gotta stop playing with fire.
Crazy. People get crazy behind the wheel of a car.
Anyway, I was like, these are two instances. I've never had like a road rage instance, but I was like, I feel like I'm playing with fire. I didn't escalate, but I'm playing with fire, and I'm gonna.
You got to be careful.
Stop. Yeah,
because
you never know who's gonna like have a gun or something. Yeah,
or punch through your Subaru window.
Exactly. So yeah,
and bite your fucking nose.
Yeah. So then yeah. So the owner of the Subaru then got out and stated that Ramsey pulled him in close and started punching his body. Ramsey also bit the owner's nose, ripping the flesh on the tip of the nose. So then Ramsey also threatened to kill the owner of the Subaru. Both occupants of the vehicles got out and helped the separate parties, and Ramsey was arrested at 10:27 p.m. and booked into the Washington County Jail.
If you're the COO of a meatless meat, and you get wild, because your football game didn't go right and someone hit your front tire. Fine. Punch through that Subaru window, pull them in close and get a bunch of body shots in. But don't bite them, because that's what the headlines are on every version of the story. I would rather say, just see like a COO of Beyond Meat gets in a fist fight, or maybe it wouldn't have gotten covered by press at all. It's getting covered by press because the meatless guy looks like a fucking cannibal. That's what happened here. Yeah. His PR firm was like, did you have to fucking bite this guy? You punched the shit out of him. You could have fucking killed him. But you know what? Did you have to eat him? Did you have to fucking bite him? Jesus, what happened? Like, he must be a huge, huge Missouri State fan. Roll Tide.
Well, that's what I was like. God damn it. We're gonna get letters. We're gonna get tweets. But I thought he was an Arkansas fan, because Tyson is based out of Arkansas, so I assumed Doug was a Arkansas fan. Like, you can't be that angry if you're winning.
I just bought this Ford Bronco, and everyone's been telling me, why would you get a Ford Bronco? Because that's the O.J. Simpson car, but I like it. And then you fucking hit it. I'm like, you just don't bite. Yeah. Look, we don't condone biting at Trashy, whether or not you are the COO of a meatless meat company or not. But there's just gotta be rules of like, hey, congratulations on this promotion. Like, if you're going to make $1 million a minute, like, I guess our best advice is just to, if you get in a dispute, don't bite. Yeah. Don't
You
do
know,
anything that replicates eating and what you do.
have you heard of cuteness aggression? Like when you see something, you're, oh my God, that's so cute, I just want to eat it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he just was like, oh my God, that guy's so cute, I just want to eat him. Maybe he was cuteness aggression.
You're so cute. Body shot, body shot, body shot. I just want to bite your nose.
I don't want to put your nose. Yeah.
Either way,
Yeah.
don't, like, if the only way that this would have been acceptable is if he got in a fist fight with a broccoli. Then it's like, yeah, eat it.
Yeah,
Eat the
eat
shit
it.
out of it. Eat it. Yeah, eat it. Whatever, bro. Whatever, bro. What are you
Whatever.
hoarding?
Yeah. I am hoarding little German industrial metal band Rammstein. I went to their show last night at friggin' the LA Coliseum, and it is the most incredible thing I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen the showmanship, the performance elements. They have fire. Pyrotechnics is a big part of their show. They were like banned from the US because of how like sadomasochistic and dangerous their shows were. Like one of their albums was banned from the US for a while. It's like metal, fire, it just lights, energy. Their stage setup was the biggest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like it looked like Metropolis, but like huge. There were just elements where it's like, oh, this is fun, and then it was like, oh, we're gonna do this thing, this huge stage setup piece, and you're like, I didn't know it could get bigger. I didn't know it could get crazier. I didn't know you could do that at a live show. It was truly incredible. And these guys have been around since 1994, so they've been at it for almost 30 years. So like
They've perfected it.
They perfected it. It was like Google, just watch like 30 seconds of a YouTube video of their this latest tour, but it is, I mean, I would talk to people at the show last night that flew in from all over. I talked to people that flew in from Europe to be here for this show. I was like, do they
not perform often? Are they not on like a tour right now? Is this just like a special thing?
No, they're on a tour. They're on a stadium tour, but I think this tour had been delayed because of the pandemic. So I think people were just like itching for it, and yeah, I mean, just presence. I don't understand it. I don't speak a word of German. I've never just been hypnotized by, I know some of their songs, in pop culture and things like that, but I've just never been so hypnotized. And I was like, man, this is incredible. They're the band from the opening of the movie Triple X, which,
oh my God, Erika,
a surprising amount of people in my life have not seen Vin Diesel's perform, like Vin Diesel and Triple X, which is the people I tried to reference that to. It's disappointing how many people have not seen Triple X. So
yeah, Erika texted and asked if I wanted to go to Rammstein, and I said, babe, I don't go to stadium shows. Like I hate leaving my house, unless Rammstein is a bunch of drag queens. Like I'm probably not gonna go.
It was drag. It was German metal drag.
Fine. Well, but she was like, oh yeah, it's the song from the opening of Triple X. Who the fuck saw Triple X, and who committed Triple X to memory like that? I did watch the YouTube clip that you sent me of the opening of Triple X, not the whole thing, because I'm not like insane, but like I was like, oh, it's the Du hast mich. It's like that song. Okay, got it. Cool. Yeah. You just really, really liked Triple X a lot, I guess.
It was on cable all the time. Like high school memories of just, I guess I made out to the movie Triple X a lot. I don't know, that movie just was burned in my brain a lot. Like Vin Diesel invented YouTube, basically. Like he did extremes. He was like an extremes guy, and he would film them. Anyway, everyone go watch Triple X. It holds up. I think, I don't know. I haven't seen it in quite some time.
I'm going to go ahead and veto that.
Anyway, what are you hoarding?
Okay, I went to one of the best restaurants that I've ever been to in my life. I can't think of a better restaurant I was shook by it. It was me and Taylor's anniversary a couple days ago, and we went to, it's called Saffy's, Saffy apostrophe F apostrophe. Oh Jesus, Saffy's, Saffys. I hope I'm not wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's the same people who own Bestia.
They own Bestia. Yep.
Right. Have you been to Saffy's?
No, but I'm looking at it right now. It's gorgeous.
I'll tell you what. If you listen to what I'm about to say and you go, I guess I'm going to go to Saffy's, you better not go without me. We got to do a double date or something there, because this shit was so fucking delicious. And okay, so it's in East Hollywood, like directly next to like the Big Dog Scientology Center, the big blue one that's like really creepy, right? That's the view. If you're in Saffy's and you look to the right or the left, depending on what area you're facing, you're looking at the ass part of that big scary Scientology building. But we had a reservation for 8 p.m. and we were like, oh, we're going to show up at 7:30, maybe get a drink at the bar. They'll probably have our table ready for us, to be honest. Like, it's a Wednesday. Wrong. This shit was fucking packed. Okay. Like, so busy to a point where our 8 p.m. reservation, we weren't sat until like 8:15, but they had little tables on the side of the building that you could wait for your reservation, and then servers will come over and, get cocktails for you. I had this cocktail. It's called the Sour. It was like mezcal, pineapple juice, carrot juice, like passion fruit. Oh my God. It was so good. I was like just sucking them back. They were so good. And then the food was awesome. I'm 2 tables away from fucking Colin Jost and Scarlett Johansson. This was just like the Hollywood experience I needed. So you gotta go.
I'm looking at Open Table to get a reservation.
You gotta. It's
impossible.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, we made our reservation like probably a month or 2 in advance. It's really hard to get in, and it's not like Bestia prices, like, because this is their quote unquote casual Mediterranean place. Wow. So I mean, we still had like a $200 meal, but we had like 6 or 8 cocktails, and then like 2 appetizers and a main, because everything is family style, and a dessert. So actually $240, like with tip, like wasn't too bad. The service was great. I can't speak highly enough about this place. I was like, I can't believe how good this food is. I can't think of a time when I've been to a restaurant where the food's been better than this. I'm dying to go back. Go to Saffy's if you're in LA. Treat yourself. There's a wait, and make your reservations early.
Wow. I'm trying to get a table right now. Like, yeah,
do it. Get a table for 4. Let's fucking go.
Okay. I'm all right. I'm texting you dates right now. Okay.
Yes. What are you throwing out?
I am throwing out. Okay. I've been thinking a lot about this, and I think the concept of free shipping has made us more likely to buy shit. Because like, if I see I gotta pay for shipping, I'm not buying that. Even if shipping cost is baked into the price, then it's all mental math. It's the same shit, same price basically, but we should pay for shipping. We would buy less if we would like mentally had to pay for shipping.
Are you serious right now? You're throwing out free shipping?
Yes, I'm throwing out free shipping.
You can't control yourself. You're throwing out free shipping.
Society.
Are you serious right now?
I am serious. I am dead serious. We need to pay for shipping. If we paid for shipping, this is $150. You get free shipping. It's $141. That's $9 shipping. It's the same price still. But just mentally being like, oh no, it costs money to use UPS.
What side are you on?
Us consuming less. The supply chains are going to break down at some point. I'm really in an apocalypse place. Like I really think we should mentally, if like we didn't have so much free shipping quotations, we would buy less stuff and we would consume less stuff, and like fast fashion wouldn't happen, and we wouldn't throw so much shit in landfills that we don't need. And I really think we should pay for shipping.
All that's going to change if free shipping goes away is that maybe malls might get more popular again, or that all these shipping companies are just going to make more money.
They already are making the money. They're already being used. They're already It costs money to use UPS for, all these brands are
Why
having
don't you
use
just
them.
throw out like chaotic online consumerism rather than throwing out something that everyone likes, which is free shipping? Everyone likes free shipping
because it's a trick. It's a trick, and it tricks us into buying more, and we're doing it anyway.
What tricks us into buying more is the algorithms and the advertisements. Free shipping is simply a convenience of it all. I mean, let's like being like, oh, I want to throw out the grocery store down the street because I would eat less if the grocery store was farther. Erika, you, whatever, fine. Who am I to question it? You want to throw out free shipping?
What are you throwing out?
Paid shipping?
No,
damn it.
That would be, I would truly love it if that's what you had written down. I'd be like, show me your phone right now.
I ordered a under the desk treadmill for my life so that I would move while I worked. And the shipping costs associated is what made me choose one treadmill over the other.
Oh, yeah.
Because one of them was Prime and free shipping and the other one wasn't. And I was like, I don't want to pay an extra $50 or $60 to get this treadmill here when this one will come for free. So, whatever. What I'm actually throwing out is the phenomenon of wedding nightmares. Guys, if you've been married and you leading up to your wedding, if you had a wedding, had nightmares, like please tell me about them because I have so many friends who like you get these nightmares leading up to your wedding about like the venue is locked or you are walking down the aisle in your pajamas or like all these things. So last night I think technically this is my second wedding nightmare, but it was definitely the most vivid one. And I had a nightmare that I never took my dress to get altered. So I was like, my fucking sleeves are going to be falling down this whole like thing. And that I'd never spoken to my wedding coordinator. So nobody knew where to go or where to be. And also that I hadn't talked to Taylor in like hours. He didn't like after the wedding was over, which the wedding didn't even occur in the dream, but like it was over in my head. And like, he didn't come back to our room. So like my wedding night, I was just like in a hotel room, like hanging out with shout out Ashley Reardon. Like it was me and Ashley in this room. And I was like, is this the day before? Is this the sleepover the day before? I'm like, no, this is the day. Like I got married tonight. And then I didn't see him again until the hotel breakfast, which like my hotel block doesn't have breakfast, but I didn't see him again until a hotel breakfast where he's with all of his buddies. Yeah. And I'm like, where the fuck have you been? And he was like, I just needed some space from you. And I'm like, I'm your wife. And so I woke up this morning just stressed, angry at Taylor for things he didn't do. He's like, good morning, like so sweet. And I'm like, you fucking asshole. Like, I'm your wife and you're ignoring me. And he's like, what? Like he wakes up like a little baby angel. So yeah, I don't think that enough people talk about this phenomenon. I'm throwing it out. I don't want 5 months of wedding nightmares, but I'm going to try to keep remembering them. And if you've had wedding nightmares, like hit me up on Instagram. Tell me about your crazy wedding nightmares. Like I want to see what everyone else was having nightmares about.
That's horrible. Well, where can the people find you?
At Cass Cardenas on Instagram and Twitter. Where can they find you?
At Iconic Erika Curry on Instagram and at Gilly Gal on Twitter. And you can find this podcast at Trashy Pod on Instagram and Twitter and Trashy Pod on TikTok. We are live.
It's actually happening now. Go ahead.
We're pushing out content.
Erika has been working her little tootie off, figuring out how to make these TikToks for the kids, and she's doing a great job.
I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm so scared.
You're doing good. You're doing good.
I made a TikTok on my personal. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. But I was like, I got followed by somebody that I thought was a bot. Everything about their profile screamed bot. Hot person. No, like low engagement on their photos, no real no mutuals, no links, nothing, nothing gave I'm a person. So I thought it was a funny TikTok. And I was like, oh, it's a bot, So I made that TikTok. I posted it, and then one of my friends is like, oh, actually, that's my friend. No, he's a real person. And I was like,
you made a TikTok about one of your bot followers?
yeah.
Did you delete it?
I deleted the Instagram story. I did not delete the TikTok. Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't want him to see that because I posted the TikTok to my Instagram. I don't know what I'm doing, but nothing about his account. I want to DM him and be like, hey, I want to help you optimize your profile so people don't think you're a bot because you're an extremely hot model. Let me help you,
I got a message in my inbox that just said, hey, which is always sus.
Yeah.
And so I went to look at the profile and it looks like a mommy blogger. The hell do you want? Like, because like sometimes it's like someone who like is either a bot or just someone who's like just very random and like is just kind of shooting their shot, you know?
Yeah.
But this one was like a mommy blogger. And I'm like, is she trying to sell me on something? Like,
maybe she's a fan.
Okay, if you're a fucking fan, say, hey, I listen to Trashy. Don't just say, hey. I'm sorry. If you reach out to me and you don't tell me why you're who you know or who I know or why I would know you, I'm probably going to fucking block you for messaging me. I'm very sensitive on Instagram and I scare easy, okay? So like if you do anything that feels a little bit weird, I'm going to freak out. And I'm going to block you.
Perfect.
You better tell me that you're a listener.
Yeah. Well, you can find this podcast at Trashy Podcast, www.trashypodcast.com, or you can email us at trashypodcast@gmail.com. We love you, baby trash cans. We really appreciate you telling a friend, sharing the Hubhopper Award, sending in the votes. It means the world to us. And thank you so much for continuing to listen, telling a friend, and following us on TikTok so I can feel the hit of dopamine from trying to figure out I don't know what any of this shit is, and my little thumbs are too big to find it's hard. This shit is hard.
Yeah.
I need to hire like a 13-year-old to do this. Anyway, if you are one of our child listeners that we discourage from having, DM us and teach us TikTok. We'll pay you. Anyway. Hey, Cass.
What's going on, girl?
Stay garbage.
You stay garbage, girl.
I will. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.